Country music's oldest magazine, Country Song Roundup, is celebrating 45 years in publication. Gail Grasso reports that they threw themselves a party last night.
St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. All my soul down at the company store.
Country newcomers Western Flyer paid tribute to an oldie last night. It was the 45th anniversary party for Country Song Roundup magazine.
It's a nice opportunity for us to showcase as well as kind of support Country Song Roundup, and it's a great magazine.
In 1949, Eddie Arnold graced the cover of the first Country Song Roundup. In its 45-year run, the magazine has covered the stars and amassed a lot of material.
The thing with Country Song Roundup is that we print the lyrics to the top country hits, and now we also print lyrics to the classics. We have a lot of those in stock, you know, from the old days. We've been making more of a songwriters type of magazine, so that we have columns written by professional songwriters giving tips, telling stories, how their songs came about.
It's great to see that there's magazines out there that feature songs, and being a songwriter, and that's how I got my start here in Nashville.
How could you walk away?
Literally, I would always get this magazine, and all the popular songs that were out, I would learn the lyrics to, and I had a band at the time, so it was very helpful because I didn't have to go write them out, and I could just read, oh, here they are in the magazine.
Country Song Roundup hopes that as long as there are songwriters, they'll be celebrating many anniversaries in the years to come.
'Cause I'm not over you.
The magazine's anniversary issue is on stands now.
We settled up and together we'd ride, the two of us side by side.
But up next, meet new group Western Flyer, who have a philosophy about having successful harmonies.
Being in tune.
You know, it's tough enough to break into country as a solo act, but it seems to be a bit tougher for a group. Western Flyer is one new group who has combined 6-part harmonies with stories of Midwestern life. They're hoping it's a recipe to break through the ice.
Then one Christmas came, toys were everywhere, but the ones I remember the most in a corner over there, 2 bikes called Western Flyer.
Tugging on the sentimental heartstrings of childhood memories, the guys in Western Flyer are beginning to carve a niche for themselves in today's country.
The cool thing I think about that is that you look at the problems with society today, and it really reminds you how thankful you were to grow up like you did, you know, and it's such an easy, simple life back then, and the older you get, the more you realize how few problems you actually had.
But it's not just lyrics drawing fans to the new 6-piece group.
When we'd settle up and together we'd ride.
I mean, I think when we got together, the focal point of the band was the vocals. I guess we call it the vocal point, huh? But, we really wanted to make an effort to have our vocals stand out, you know, from the other bands.
She should have been mine. I could have had her love every single day of my life. She should have been mine.
To help spread the Western Flyer message, the band just recently finished up the last leg of a nationwide radio tour. And the guys thought it might be fun to take us along by way of home video.
I think a serious docudrama type thing, being the type guys that we are. I mean, there's like Dances with Wolves and the Western Flyer tour.
We're gonna play now.
Western Flyer, the album, can be found in record stores beginning today.
Western Flyer's drummer is falling head over heels for a new hobby.
I think, first of all, to start at 29, it requires a significant lack of sense.
So, how are you doing with your New Year's resolutions, eh? Well, Western Flyer's drummer Bruce Gust has jumped into his goal. Our Gail Grasso joined Bruce in the gym where he was literally sweating over the details.
Bruce Gust is flipping out, trying to keep his New Year's resolution. He hopes to master the back handspring so he can use the move in Western Flyer's stage show.
The back handspring has always appealed to me. I've seen it done, you know, ever since who knows how long. And I just decided, well, this is a good excuse then to really focus and get it happening.
Go, 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 go!
There's one portion of our show where we do kind of a parody on 16 Tons, and part of it involves a rap thing. The dance portion of it, I got 4 bars, and I mean, I went out and I rented Janet Jackson and MC Hammer, and I mean, I really put my soul into, get it, soul into figuring out some moves. And the more it, you know, evolved, I thought, what I need to do is be able to end this with something truly amazing.
I want to see you do what you're thinking. I want you to do 2 right there. 2.
For the past 2 years, Bruce has worked diligently with instructor Tim Meadows at the Masters School of Gymnastics in Hendersonville, Tennessee.
90% of the adults that come in, first lessons, they're, okay, I'll call you, and they leave. They don't ever come back. Bruce stayed with it, and that was good. Put your hands on my shoulders. You're landing out of your first handspring like this.
Bruce says there's a good reason for his stick-to-itiveness.
I think, first of all, to start it at 29, it requires a significant lack of sense.
And it helps to have his band members singing from the sidelines and lending their support.
Having them here today was a big help, especially some of the stuff that you saw, like on the trampoline. I've never done that before. So having them there, just knowing that if I don't do this, you know, I'm really going to look pretty stupid amidst my peers.
Well, by the end of next month, Bruce hopes to debut his gymnastics training in Western Flyer's show. Well, let's say about their new video, and it's not your usual country fare. It's called Cherokee Highway, and the guys are excited to be offering a song with a powerful message. Jan Snyder brings their story.
Rolling, and action. 1, 2, 3.
There were lights, cameras, and plenty of action on location for the new Western Flyer video. Part of the excitement came from above.
It hasn't snowed basically all year in Nashville, and we plan to do the video shoot, and on the way out here, the snow starts.
Now let's burn down some houses.
The unusual weather added another unique element to a very unusual song.
There's a line in the song that says, he's frozen there with fear, and this kind of gives it a whole new meaning.
There it is. That's what it's all about.
One blood, one brotherhood, one brotherhood. Now we're a family.
The song is actually a very serious story about how racism affects the lives of 2 young boys.
Mississippi in 61, they watched his daddy die.
Lead singer Danny Myrick co-wrote the single.
I grew up in Mississippi as a preacher's kid in South Mississippi, and so it's an attitude that I saw a lot, you know, growing up in that area. And it's something I wanted to write about without being preachy about something or hitting people over the head with an idea, but to come up with a story that would detail something that actually could have happened back then, and hopefully we can avoid happening now.
And the blood still runs down Cherokee Highway.
The song's already generating response from radio listeners.
I think it was actually a local station while we were there played the song, and one of the callers called in and said that she wasn't actually a country fan, but had become one since she had heard Cherokee Highway, liked the song so well, had went out and bought the record, and had since been listening to a lot more country music.
But black or white, the blood still runs red.
The guys are confident more and more music fans will appreciate their message, too.
You know, I think it's been proven that the country audience is an issue-oriented audience as well. Sometimes, you know, country fans get characterized as, you know, just kind of bubbas. But I think that's really untrue. I think it's fair if you see artists like Garth, Reba McEntire with the John song. I think it's something that country audiences really want to be involved in.
Good for Western Flyer. Cherokee Highway officially adds on radio March 13th. The group will be touring with John Michael Montgomery this spring.